Hey yo everybody, it's Johnny5 Alive here. Today we're going to be doing a full breakdown for one of the 4 community collab contest parks, along with an interview with the park designer themselves. Just a quick reminder, I've already posted the community contest rules video. Links to that will be down in the description below. Don't forget to come join us on Discord and sign up to participate in this fun event before the end of the week. So let's get into the park and interview. Hey everybody, I'm joined here with Chant.
Heyo!
She is the designer for ZAP, which stands for
Zoltan's Academy of Phantasmic Magic.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to be going through basically the whole park, reasons for things, choices for things, to better clarify for anyone that competes in the contest. If they take a plot, and they didn't read the documentation and they're naughty, they can at least watch this video and get a better understanding of this overall park, what the vision for it was, and some of the intentions between the volume cubes, the color palettes, the design of things, and all that sort of stuff. So I got a bunch of talking points to go over with Chant here today. It's better to have her here with me so she can better explain it in case something was missed in the documentation and we can all be on the same page. We should probably start things off by, well, we can see a quick look at the park here, but nobody really has context of what these will become, what the theme is, and what they're going to look like in the grand scheme of things. So I think that's better explained through the documentation, and then we can bring the discussion back to the park and kind of explain how these things will morph from you guys, the builders, and if you're just watching, how you'll see this develop into a park over the coming weeks. Woohoo. So you guys ready for some boring documentation? Chant made it very fun.
Can you full screen it? Slideshow?
Slideshow. Can I pause a slideshow?
No. All right. Oh, yeah. You just use your arrow keys. It's like a PowerPoint.
Oh. So Chant did an amazing job. As you can see, I didn't even know you could do this with whatever is Google Docs.
Google. Mm-hmm.
Zoltan's Academy of Phantasmic Magic. The elevator pitch that Chant kind of gave me was it's like Hogwarts for Planko. Right?
Yeah.
So for all the Harry Potter magic fantasy enjoyers out there, this is our fantasy park of the parks, really. It's magical, and these are crazy. So, well, right away, we're going to get into a video. So why don't we just go watch a video? Okay, we're getting into it. So Chant made a 4.5-minute video, so I'm gonna upload this and monetize it. Thanks, Chant. Okay, let's go.
You're welcome.
Wow! How do you do this?
Magic.
Zap magic.
I graduated from Zap. I know this stuff.
Wow, this is just insane. So immediately everyone's gonna be signing up for your park. Good job, Chant.
I hope so.
Or it's gonna fall apart.
Oh, yep. Not good.
This
Typical
is wild.
Chant build.
We're watching a movie.
stuff.
Poof.
Oh, this is unbelievable. The intro is broken too? Unreal. My academy wasn't always in such disrepair. Let me explain.
So can I pause it and give out the spoiler?
It's your video now. Go for it.
So I was like, Chant, who did you get to voice act this? What's your answer?
I did the voice acting for this.
She did this guy's voice and ran it through AI.
Yeah, I did it because I wanted him to have an accent, and just regular AI doesn't do
I don't even know how
accents.
you do that, to be honest. AI
And
is
so
getting out of control. So this will lead to a topic that, Chant, if you can create some sort of tutorial on how you did this, because I don't even know how.
It's very simple. Yeah.
If people want to add voice acting to their rides, maybe we can get AI to do it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a great... So anyways, listen to this guy and listen to this girl. They're the same person. Ba-doom-tsh. My brain is blown. All right, let's go.
My academy wasn't always in such disrepair.
I don't get it.
Let me explain. I am the great, the powerful, the one and only Zoltan, headmaster of Zoltan's Academy of Phantasmic Magic. So, picture this. There I was, admiring the strength of my own magical abilities, when suddenly
Sounds very much
an
like you now. I get
explosion
it.
from the Cosmic Arts classroom rocked the entire academy. Excuse me. It was a much bigger boom.
Oops, sorry.
Thank you. And the blast sent us soaring through the galaxies. Along our wild ride through asteroid fields and solar storms, little planets and shards of tiny stars started to embed themselves onto my campus, turning it into a beautiful, shimmering wonderland. But our journey came to an abrupt halt when we crash-landed on Planet Coaster.
Planet
The
Coaster!
result? Utter mayhem. Buildings toppled, trees flipped upside down as like a magical tornado hit us.
And I flipped a table.
Oh, what a tale of cosmic calamity. Now, we are faced with the grand task of rebuilding and restoring my magnificent academy to its former splendor. Now that I've hired new professors, since the last ones got lost in space, I need some builders to rebuild
That's you guys.
my academy.
Yep.
Hello.
Please rebuild the academy.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Who in your magical realms are you?
It's me, Chant. Remember?
Hey, look, it's
I
me.
just graduated.
Oh,
Oh my
it's
god.
you. Wait, you graduated? Who let you graduate?
Pretty sure you did. Look, I even have the official alumni pin that you gave me. And I was head of the Missy Good Grades Club.
Are you gonna
Won't
3D
need good
print those and
grades
give
to
them
be
to the
part of
winners?
that club?
I should.
I
should- I should laser cut those.
It's less about good grades and more about a shared love of donuts. But we're getting off topic. I'm here to be the head designer for the rebuilding of Zoltan's Academy of Phantasmic Magic.
Please, anyone but you.
By the way, Warmgirl's gonna love this because he
so
wanted
far,
to build Zoltan
I'm the
for
only
your
one who signed up for this park.
spooky ride.
You've got to be
He did, actually.
What are all the other designers doing? Sci-fi? Post-apocalyptic? Ancient Egyptian oasis?
Spoiler alert!
Oh, wow, those
Yeah, sorry.
actually sound really cool.
No, I kind of announced them.
Okay,
Fine. You can repair
Look
the
at your
park.
face.
But while you
I am
are at
ecstatic.
it, I'm going to make the final exam a little bit harder so that
Oh my
not just
God.
anyone can graduate.
Great. While you do that, I will handle the rebuilding of the academy.
Just remember, this isn't the game. The future of my academy depends on this.
I understand. I totally got this.
All right, Chant.
I don't think he
Prove
likes me.
wrong. Show me that you can be more than just a member of the Mystical Trades Club.
Challenge accepted.
I feel like I'm Zoltan.
Maybe, just maybe, there is hope for
Come
my
on, Chant, let's
academy.
see what you can do.
But only if we all pitch in. Don't leave it all to Chant, or it will be a disaster.
That's
Wow,
again
Johnny.
me, me,
I
me
heard
saying
that.
Wow.
Poof.
poof. Bye now. What is that chipmunk in the background?
Isn't it cute? It's also you.
Wow, freaking we. So, subscribe to Chant, everybody.
I mean, you can. I just haven't put up videos in forever.
Link in the description. Let's get her to let's get her to 1,000 subs. Let's go.
Aw.
This stuff is fine. All right, moving on back to the dock. So we have some approved TMTK. I don't know, some people put them in the park. You have a file, so there's all sorts of magical TMTK. So I guess what you could do, because this is a playlist, if you're building for Chant's Park, you can come here and basically hit subscribe to all. And then when you're building in game, you can look at your TMT collection and see what's in there. Just make sure when you do that, you unsubscribe to all your TMTK that you currently had, so you don't confuse it with, see, like I already have subscribed to some of this stuff. But I probably have other things that I'm subscribed to. So you want to unsubscribe to everything that you have in your collection, then subscribe to all. Then you can be sure that all of the TMTK, which is Thememaker Toolkit stuff made from the community, neon glowing and planets and all the stuff kind of goes well with your story. Very cool. A link to the park. We will also provide links to these in Discord. Do you want to read this?
Oh, no, this is just for you guys. If you want to read it, you can. This is your acceptance letter into Zoltan's Academy, so congratulations, you guys, on getting in.
I see. Congratulations. We are thrilled to inform you that you have been accepted into Zoltan's Academy of Phantasmic Magic for upcoming academic year. Your exceptional talents and passion for the magical arts have earned you a place among the promising wizards and witches of our time. At Zoltan's Academy, you will embark on an extraordinary journey as you advance your skills through the cosmic arts, voodoo magic, curses, and creatures, and more. Our esteemed faculty and comprehensive curriculum are designed to nurture your abilities. This is a test for dyslexic people. Challenge your strengths and inspire your creativity. We eagerly await your arrival and look forward to witnessing your incredible magic you will bring to our academy. Welcome to Zoltan's Academy of Phantasmic Magic, where magical journey begins. Now get to work! Headmaster Zoltan. All right.
Yep, you embody Headmaster Zoltan. Definitely.
All right, so our theme is a magical academy, aka Hogwarts. Planko-fied.
Yeah, so main inspirations here are Monsters University, Harry Potter, and Planet Coaster.
Oh.
So I wanted to bring that kind of cute factor
Monsters
from
Inc.
Monsters
and
University.
Harry Potter. Cool gifts. Set
and
in
the
a
magic of Harry Potter.
distant magical realm, Zoltan's Academy thrived until a cosmic art explosion sent soaring through the galaxies, landing in ruins on Planet Coaster. Now it needs rebuilding. I'm basically just reading off the video. So we know about the park, and as you just mentioned, Monsters Inc.
Monsters University.
There's a difference?
Mostly. Yeah, there's a whole Monsters University movie.
I thought it was called Monsters Inc.
There's a Monsters Inc. movie.
Oh God, I'm okay.
You have got to watch Monsters University. It's fantastic.
Is it the same characters from Monsters Inc.?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But it's like literally at the university where they graduate and become scarers, right?
I'm gonna give you detention. We're getting off topic.
Oh my gosh, no!
Harry Potter and Planet Coaster. Okay.
Little monsters.
Prompts, stars and galaxies, magic and mischief, academy pride. So prompts, is this like categories of theming?
Yeah, like just things to help inspire you, or if you're stuck, get you moving in a different direction. Yeah.
This okay. I see. This is your gotcha. Zap you back in there. Bright accents and light neutral tones, lecture halls, student facilities, glowing and mystical. So you get to build lecture halls, student facilities, but you're gonna magicify them with stars, galaxies, magic, mischief, and bring them to life in a monster Harry Potter fantasy amalgamation. So
yes.
This is basically like our fantasy park, and it takes a far drift away from Princess Amelie's magical castles and thatched roofed houses.
Yes, very
Good.
different.
Thumbs up. You're a winner. Next up, somebody spilled paint on this page.
That would be you probably. Could have been me.
Academy of Coasters. So we have types of coasters. We have Professor Tiki. So I guess if you guys think back to the coaster mascot contest, we have a similar kind of thing, like what defines this coaster, what defines picking this coaster blueprint and making it special. What are the constraints? What are the things that make it fun to build? And Chant has laid that out for us. So the first coaster is a Professor Tiki. So it's Tiki Cheeky, but not Tiki Cheeky because it's Professor, but you're allowed to theme it around. Well, first of all, it's a lecture hall, right?
Yes.
And it's also a manic mouse, but you get to do fire and voodoo. So Tiki is like a voodoo doctor.
Yep.
A voodoo witch, I guess. I don't know what that's called. A witch doctor.
There you go.
There you go. Nailed it.
Yep.
Coaster 2 is a Professor C Cosmic. So Cosmic Cow. But we have the Cosmic Arts. So I'm guessing like, think Astrologian. Is that... Did I do it?
Yeah, Celestial Astrologian. Yeah.
Boom! I got this. Astrologian. Cosmic Arts, Wood and Wild Mouse. So the way fun with that one is... Wait, it's a mouse hunt. You could do like, what are those cards? Those space cards? Tarot? No, what are they called? Boom. Help me. Girls usually love this stuff.
I don't like that
What's your sign? What's your sign?
I don't know. I'm not into it. No.
That stuff is all relative to the cosmic stars and stuff, right?
Yes.
The comments are going nuts right now.
They
Astrology? No. Anyways, so you can do cards with signs and astrologian stuff.
And
space. Cosmic.
Yeah, stars. This is the class that blew up the academy and caused it to relocate to Planet Coaster. So I have high expectations for this ride.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, don't explode the academy when you build it, please.
Headmaster
done that.
Zoltan 5. He's a portal hopper, so he's what would you call that? I mean, mages can teleport, telekinesis, teleportation. Is that arcane magics?
Yeah, he's a master of divination and portal magic. So
divination. There we go. So we have a launched hydraulic zenith coaster that's going to take you through portals, and yeah, we'll talk more about specifics of like basically when we get launching. Anyone that's doing coasters, we're basically giving them 4K for the station, 4K for the coaster, unless they could do it all in 4K. But that should give plenty of pieces, and that'll be a universal rule across all parks. So yeah. Coaster 4 is a Z Academy Phantasmic Grand Prix!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's sick. We're going to be racing students, racing. Wow, that's cool. Launched motorbikes, Gixxer. So you're making a racing coaster. Dueling racing.
Dueling is an option for the builder.
This is Quidditch for Planko.
Yes, basically, kind of. I mean, it's a race.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Quidditch Academy Racing. So if these 4 themes don't get you pumped up, then Chant has failed. But this is why I chose Chant as one of our designers, because everything, we should be, what makes Coaster 3 different from Coaster 4? What makes Shop 1 different from Shop 2? Everything should be something unique that one or a different community member gravitates towards and goes like, that's the one that interests me. So when you go back to that side note sheet, or you can go change your answers on that side note sheet, you might go like, Coaster 04 calls to me, put it in the comments, that's the one you want. And if we could, find the best builders for each of the rides, and well, at least the ones that are their hearts in it, then we'll try to give everybody the one that they wanted. So very good job at making all of these thematically interesting, constraining, but diverse. Very good. Okay, Academy Track Rides. And you have an interactive shooting ride. That's your main attraction, reserved for Chant. Track Ride 2 is a Professor Fu. So Renee Fu.
Mm-hmm.
Bewitch, but I can't say the word.
Bewitch Botanica 101.
Botanica. So she is Poison Ivy.
Yep. Wow, that's actually a really good description.
Okay. And so you get to make all these like magical evil plants that have been brought to life and have a ghost train hoax going through there. I guess you could make it a greenhouse or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Cool. That's dope too. Also very much different from the coasters. Flat ride skins. Professor Foxy, a bubble and brew potions. So she's your potion. What's that game? I played it a while ago. Potionomics or something. There's a really good potion game that I also think Foxy would actually have fit that game. But yeah, that's fun. So you got to make all these fun little potion brewing laboratories, all that sort of stuff. And you got to use the hyper jump or the ascendant.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Lockjaw, deep sea curses and creatures. Very cool. Cosmic Cows making a return with frost weaving.
Mm-hmm.
And Z Academy is a student dorm room horror rides. Just dropping through their dirty laundry.
Yeah, I want to see what goes on in the dorms.
That's sick. So the doors open up and we can see into the students' rooms.
What mischief are they getting up to, I wonder?
Please be appropriate. We're not giving that one to Trooper Matthew, that's for sure.
Oh no. Sorry, Trooper.
Why are they growing eggplants in here?
Oh my gosh.
Academy of Shops. Professor Dex R. Techromancy and AI Arcane Intelligence. Professor Cosmic Cows Frost Weaving. So these are all the different shops. So again, like when we give you guys shop contests, we try to give constraints. What's the theme? What's the style? And sometimes we do World's Fair. Sometimes we do mascot contests. We go through all these major overarching themes. But here, you're kind of like their major overarching theme is Zap, the whole, Harry Potter and Planko land. But now you're being assigned a specific character, and that is your constraint. So it's like a double constraint. It's the theme is the constraint, and then your character. So here for this shop here, which we can look at closer in game, you are being forced to do Dex R, but he's like a techromancer. He's a tech wizard. which is kind of cool. So Cosmic Cow we already went through. She can do frost weaving, making milkshakes out of frost magic. Very cool. Professor Foxy's Bubbles and Brews, so alchemy place. That sounds fun. I want to take that one. So, I mean, she could also make, you know how people do like crazy bubbles and brews for their coffee?
Exactly.
Yeah, so that kind of works. Professor Lockjaw does curses and creatures. Professor Tiki voodoo and fire. But so they were already associated to some coasters, so I'm assuming the coasters are next to these shops in the park.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, so it's like that little areas for this character. So one person will be doing the Professor Tiki coaster, and another person will be doing the voodoo and fire. So you can kind of like team up and talk together, like how your guys, you know, making it work. Professor Worst is enchanted food. Oh God. Magic exporting equipment. You got school information, which is your information booth. Student store for loony balloons. That's fun. And the Missy Goods Grade Club, which is donuts and good grades. We give you donuts for good grades. Yay. Wow. Okay. Academy scenery. You have it all listed here where I could just be showing it in game, but this is also good. It's just not a very, I mean, I was going to say it's not a very good visual, but it actually is. You did a good job. Even though we're just looking at a piece of paper, it's quite entertaining. But we have the, so I think we might want to look at these ones in games, but there are things that some people might think scenery is just trees and rocks, but it's not. It's more like weenies and extra buildings. So we have professor office, a library, complimentary companion statues, a student clubhouse, another one, a museum, something of your choice, and a club fair in a cave.
A club fair with a cave, yep.
Okay, so think of like an extension to the shop contest. It's just, how do I make this thing interesting, but not make it all about the shop, not make it all about the food? And so scenery actually is quite exciting. And this is good to see how you're separating your scenery from your shops, making them both different, but also, you know, if there's not enough shops for everyone, or there's a, you know, people were on the fence about scenery, maybe the shop builders in this community might be like, oh, I also want to do scenery because I want to make a library. Right? So there's just, don't underestimate the scenery is the point. Logo variations, do you have PNGs for these? I don't know. What are they doing with these? If someone gonna make these out of basic shapes, that's insane.
That would be insane. Don't make these with basic shape. These are really detailed.
Or they could as a park extra.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So if anyone really likes to do basic shape art, you could take a stab at doing these logos, even just the Z in the bottom here, or the more simple version. We are accepting community park extras that are not related to any of these plots, which we'll talk about more towards the end of the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have color palettes. This is something I've talked to about all of the builders. Each park is going to have either one cohesive color palette or different color palettes for different areas. Chant has decided to go with one cohesive. So her main colors are this blue, purple, and orange, and optional colors is a deep orange with a purple, pink. Hot pink?
Hot pink.
Yeah. So do you want to talk a little bit more about that? Like, are they forced to use these colors? Like, what was your vision for it? And
so when you're building in your architecture, I do want you to consider these colors and use at least one. These colors are very, very vibrant, and so they're kind of chosen to pop on a neutral background. Okay, so I want you to be smart. Don't use them all together and make a giant piñata. I don't want to see a giant piñata in my park. So use them wisely. These are very bold colors.
But as you can see from the background that this very paper is made out of, it's got blue, orange, purple. It has those 5 colors.
Mm-hmm.
So if you use those 5 colors in a way that's smart, you can do all 5. And like, so the trim of your building is blue and the top is like an orangey purple, and you know, the base and some of the doors are like yellow. Like, you can find a way to make all 5 colors work and make it like cohesive, but you also don't have to, right?
Yeah. You can find a balance or just pick a couple that you really like.
If I went with Foxy's Potionomics Cafe and I decided to incorporate some brown and red and deep brown and red, I can do that?
Well, I might ask you to go back to the drawing board depending on how you use your color choices with my color choices here.
Right. Okay. Let me reword that. If I made the main building using these colors and it looks very magical and it looks like it fits in, then all the accents, all the extras, the signage, the potions on the signs, on the door, all the little doodads inside, the colors on the kitchen walls inside of the building. I go with like some browns and reds, and I do some spilt coffee out front. But you look at the building from a distance, it's got blue and purple and yellow, but then the iconography is red and brown. Is that acceptable?
Unless it weirdly stands out, I think it should be fine. If you can make that work, it should be fine.
Well, if I did Cosmic Cow frost weaving and I wanted some icy white and blue in there, I can find a way to do that.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's basically what I was trying to ask.
Sorry.
Okay, that example 2 is much more to the point. Okay, Professor Cosmic Cow. So these are more about the characters?
Yeah, so this is a little bit of insight to the characters that you find interesting or might find interesting.
And we've already talked about it a little bit off the cusp. So, I mean, we haven't even gotten in the park yet. The video's running pretty long. So here's a read. You can pause the video or click the link in the description below, or go to Discord and click the link for Chant's Park, and you can have a read for yourself more about the characters. So in the case that I was really interested in doing Professor Foxy's potionography place, or whatever it's called, I could read through this and become one with the bubble and brew. And so this is going to be more about your character if you're leaning towards, or you're assigned a certain character or plot for the contest. This is definitely going to help you channel your character's personality. So
Exactly.
Great job at breaking these all down. I think I have like a general idea of how they all are, as we've talked about it a little bit.
Yes, I hope these give you a little inspiration too.
Right. That's very, very good. This is super cool. Professor Worse, this is amazing. And then Dex R, very, very cool. And even I think what you did with the foreground and the background images embodies the feel. So as I mentioned, if I'm doing this voodoo character, I want to be able to incorporate a little bit of green and ivy and plants, and as you just mentioned, that's okay. But you can see the logo that Chant has done. She's modified her own logo to add in green and yellow, but still included your main colors.
Yes.
So there's a way to add accenting colors to what she already chose as your color palette, but, you know, not detract from it. So you don't want to make like a giant green building for this. You want to go with the color palette that she's chosen and accent it with the new addition. So we're layering here. Zoltan Headmaster, and there's all the information about Zoltan. Oh, we get to the fun stuff, is the overall concept. So I've asked all of the designers to provide reference images, building inspiration. So when you're building for this park and you're taking an academy, you're taking like this building on the bottom right is perfect example of like a Foxy's brewery for potions and elixirs, right? You have these big giant glass jars and weird smoke coming out of the building that are in the colors that Chant has wanted you to use. Crazy little lampposts. These lampposts are perfect for community extras. So you could build them into your park or your shop, but we would love people that aren't participating in the contest or that want to do community extras and participate in the contest to build these little lamps and bench skins and extras that you submit to Chant that she will decorate the park with. So that to me is like a perfect example of a community extra. Same with the top left. We have these weird prism planet things that somebody could make out of neon letters and signs. You know, people are super creative. I'm sure someone could recreate one of those animated magic sign things in the sky made out of effects and TMTK, right? So they could submit that, or there's like this little comet and flaming fairy thing. Those could be great community extras. But your overall vision, the buildings, this is like what inspires you. So when you're building buildings and you're making dormitories and different student facilities and lecture places, what you're really trying to do is not say, build me a thing from school. You're saying, build me one of these buildings and then layer the aspect of academy into it. So if you're struggling on like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? That's why we have this. So if building a building that looks like this excites you, this is the park for you. And these are very exciting looking. And here's taking it to the next level, more of that magical stuff, right? And you talked about Captain Lockjaw being a part of that. So how do you incorporate magic, Lockjaw, sea stuff? That's good inspiration there for whoever takes that character, right? So very good reference images, very fun stuff. But this is
a lot of fun making it. So
this is the vibe, this is the feel of this park. So we expect people that are submitting shops, coasters, rides, attractions, that they should look. Color palette we've already discussed, look and feel, architecture, this is what you're aiming for. And if everybody does a pretty good job at getting at least 70% likeliness on some of this stuff with cohesive color palettes, this is what the park will look like. Very cool. And this
Yay.
is Chant's vision for the park. So that is like a complete breakdown of your documentation for anyone that didn't feel like reading it. We kind of went over it for you here. Let's jump into game and talk a little bit more about this stuff.
Okay.
We already talked about your theme and inspiration and all of that stuff. So let me see here. We talked about the color palette. We kind of talked about what makes the shops different from each other. So I think what we should focus on here is the shapes of the volume cubes and that sort of thing. So one thing you will notice as we go through these videos, and we've showcased the parks as a briefly in yesterday's announcement video, is you'll notice that every builder has designed their park slightly differently. Chant has decided to go with these big shapes, but by doing so, you've also kind of blocked out the sight lines. So we have, we can see that building in the back there. We can see how high we are, how low we are. We can basically feel what the park is going to feel like without actually knowing what the buildings are going to look like. So we get the general premise and feel of everything, but what's not exactly too clear is like, you know, what these will become. Why did you do this, by the way? I was freaking out when I saw this.
Sorry, I forgot to take that out. I was playing with gravity, if you will.
Okay.
Gravity's not quite right here, I guess.
I'm not mad at it.
You don't have to include that into this build, but
yeah. Okay, so your shapes, what I've noticed, are extremely large. And what I may consider doing, depending on like who gets what, like if you get this mass monstrosity over here, I don't even know if you could block this building out with 4K pieces and also do an interior for whatever the School of Magic was, deep sea curses. Like if I did this, I'd want like this aquarium thing in here and make it like maybe a sunken ship. Like I might need 4K just for the interior alone and 4K for the exterior. So because these parks are so much smaller than Project Planko and everything we've done in the past, basically we're saying you have a 4K limit, use it, but don't build more than you need to, right? Less is more sometimes. And in the case where it's just impossible to feasibly make a interior and an exterior, I'll probably say, you know, save your exterior as a 4K and then give Chant the interior as a 4K. Is that fair?
sounds fair.
In the case that it's so extremely challenging to get it all in one on some of these larger ones, which I think will happen. Whereas this one here, I think you can make a 4K shop blueprint quite easily here. But your shapes are extremely large, and I expect there to be a lot of fun, Zoltan magical, cool stuff. You saw with the reference images, layers and undulations and trim, and there's going to be a lot of decorations going out to make these look very impressive and magical on the outside. So I expect people to artify the crap out of that, and I think in Chant's Park specifically, we might have to do 2 4K blueprints to make that possible, because in comparison to the other designer plots, I feel like yours are kind of massive. But the only way you can really get that sense of scale is if they are massive, right?
Yeah. Part of the reason why they're so tall, for one, is I wanted to make sure you guys had lots of room for any spires or domes or any, you know, tall stretching parts of your buildings.
So with that being said, one of the rules about filling volume cubes, and I was a little bit more strict about that with Project Planko. I wanted like an 80% likeliness. I think we could aim for what, like a 60-70% likeliness. Like if somebody wants to go this tall but the actual building's a little bit lower, is that okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so you're trying to fill in the volume cube within reason. So with that, just to clarify, does the building need to be cylindrical?
No, it can be whatever shape you want. If you leave extra around the edges, I can fill it in with trees, right? So, I mean, your space is inside the box, so you can make whatever you want in the box. Now, the heights of each one, that is kind of I would like something in your build to reach that height, but not the whole build has to be that tall, right?
Now, what about this one? Does it need to be a cylinder?
No, no, certainly not.
Okay, so we're trying to fill in the shape within reason. So if somebody wants to go more square, they can go more square.
Yep, that is your box/circle. You fill it how you like.
So in theory, I could kind of do this instead.
Yes.
Sort of. That one hangs
Sort
over.
of.
But you get the idea, that does. So yeah, these shapes are really just guidelines. You can fill them to a 60-70% likeliness, right? You would like aspects of the building to fill this, but it doesn't have to fill it to this edge. It can go a little bit higher in the middle, a little bit lower on the side. It could be rounder, it could be squarer, it could be more triangular, whatever your vision is. As long as it fits in this area here and still has the sight lines, then we're good.
Can I share my screen with you for just a half second?
Yes.
Okay, let me
Do I need to bring it up on the recording?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Chant is driving.
Okay. Oh boy, run. So this is my example. This is a work in progress for the entrance that I am working on right now. So this was my big red block.
This is designer block for designer park entrance.
Yes. And so this gives you an example of how it doesn't fill the entire block, but it reaches the height of the block, right?
Perfect.
So you can see there's a lot of negative space here.
And we can see the color palette you went with is more on the blue, but it still has some of that orange and purple that you asked for.
Yep, it has some of the colors, like 3 or 4 of the 5. And that's up to you guys. And then if you guys just add screens where you want a flag or logo, I will go ahead and upload images for the Academy. So just leave a screen or flag.
Okay, with that, why don't you make a little folder that we can give people with your logos?
Can do.
Yeah. And yes, I think that'll work great. So some PNGs.
But yeah, I thought this was a good example of filling in my square box how I wanted to, and I left a lot of negative space, but still reached that height. All right, cool. Back to you.
Back to me. Zoltan.
Yeah, headmaster.
That sounds awful.
Oh gosh.
Jeez.
Okay.
So this is also a great community extra, and it's like if anyone else wants to come up with cool little designs like this, that I think you did this so that people could use them in their builds.
Yeah, you can use them in your builds. I will place them around the park if I think it needs to fill a spot. If you're inspired to create something that, nobody else is thinking of, do it, and it might, as an extra, and it might find its way in the park.
Yeah, so all this negative space here that's not plots, the designers kind of need to fill it with trees or rocks or whatever, but what's better than trees and rocks? Stuff like this, right? Mm-hmm. What we could do, so some people have done this in the past, is if we go to like benches, these only get placed on paths, but you can make skins for benches where you put the bench down and then you kind of slide over a skin, and that way the guests will still sit on it, but it looks like they're sitting on a bench that doesn't exist in the game. So you can do that with trash bins as well. So if you have like a really cool trash bin that looks all magical, that has the Zoltan Z on the side or something like that, we could use all of these extras, which isn't going to enroll you into the contest, but it will allow you to participate in the overall park, get a little bit of a feature and a shout out, and we can review and look at a lot of these little things as little bonus videos. Chant made this really cool Zoltan character. So if anyone's just inspired to make some of the characters come to life, and they do a really good job of them, then Chant might just go like, oh, I'm gonna take this Cosmic Cow character and put it on the Cosmic Cow building because it works so perfectly, or out front, right?
Yep.
So there's a lot of like fun things that people will be like, oh, we can't exactly make a contest out of it. Maybe if we get enough designer extras, we can do like a bonus round where the people that made the best designer extras win a prize and get a medal. Something I'll consider depending on how good the designer extras are. So if there's just something you want to build for the park, even if it's a potted plant or like a little garden strip, a little fountain, little tiny scenery bits that we can stuff in all these little extra areas, we want you to do that. And that goes for all of the parks, right? So just to make that clear, like if you're participating in the contest, you've signed up, this video here is to get you more involved with the know-how of what's being built in this park. So everybody that's assigned a plot in this park here today, we're all on the same page. We're all building for the same goal, but also, to get that vision across of what those extras are going to be. What can you do? So if Johnny's been assigned this building here, and I'm making the Professor Tiki Voodoo Fire Flame restaurant / academy thing, I could be like, well, I want to make these like really cool tikis for my building, and I can submit that same tiki that I use for my build as a designer extra. And maybe I start making all these little extra magic things that I think will be cool. I might make variants of them and submit them. So Chant can kind of fill this area up a little bit more with some of those goodies. So if you're participating in the contest or you're taking a back seat, maybe you are inspired to just make something small, submit it, and see what happens. Maybe it gets into the park. It's a little less pressure. It's a little bit more back seat, but it still is very inclusive for those who want to go above and beyond or participate in another way. Now, one thing I haven't spoken on is this. Chant has a requirement of magical sequences.
I do. And I think every single shop, and since we're doing the shop contest first, every single shop requires this.
And scenery.
Almost every scenery, not every scenery.
Okay.
But yeah, I would like you to create a magical sequence and put it on a sequencer. Make sure it's not on repeat. Make sure it's, so it's not going
Push
off
a
on
button?
the park. Yes, I need to be able to push the button and make it happen.
So in the end, when I'm doing a park spotlight and I get all the way to School of Information, I don't care about. I get to the Missy Goods Grade Club and I go inside. There's going to be some sort of thing that I push and I see pink, what do you call them? Sprinkle confettis shooting out on me. They're sprinkling donuts. Maybe you have a production line with donuts going down a conveyor belt. You have some kind of disaster happening in the back of the kitchen. There's flour getting blown out the doors, I don't know. You guys think it up, right? It's yours to get crazy with, but you're doing it within the school of your magic. So I would imagine whoever's doing tiki, I expect some fire or something, right? So that's fun. There's all these different themes of magic. So this will be a very fun park spotlight in the end because I'm going to get burnt, frozen, Arcana blasted into a sheep. Who knows what's going to happen to me by the end of this, right? It's going to be hilarious, and it's your job to infuse that into your shop or ride. So I think that's very, very fun. It's a good job. I like that extra. So
yay.
There's a lot of constraints with this overall park. You guys know the theme. You could see the shapes within reason. She gave the example of her castle. It really was like half this size, but the towers peeked over. So that helps you understand like how big your building should be, because some people might go, wow, that's a big daunting building for me to make, but it's within like a 60% likeliness, right?
Yeah, so, that's a good percentage.
Yeah, and you know your color palette, you know your theme. So now you just have to ask yourself, is this the theme for me? And we're going to be reviewing all of the parks like this, and we have 3 more to go through. I think Chant's done a fantastic job of putting constraints on you guys, but also making it interesting. Like Bob's shop over here is much different than Billy's shop over here. They all have a reason to constrain you in difficulty, but also something to inspire you for creativity. And that is what we've defined as the perfect contest throughout the history of this show, giving you constraints, but also a freedom and creativity. And Chant has definitely provided a ton of that, as well as making a very cool vision for a park. One thing I just thought of that I don't have here is the builder signs. We're going to have to probably get the designers to make some unique Zoltan cool builder signs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't do that.
No, I don't think anybody did, but it just came to my head. So we want to credit everybody in their buildings, so when we walk around the park, but, we'll get you guys to come up with some cool builder signs for people.
I did want to mention the alignment cubes. Go ahead and zoom in on a shop or something.
Like this?
Yeah, so those are my alignment cubes / circles. And so when you're building, make sure that that's,
included in the blueprint.
Included, and make sure you don't move it, okay?
Right.
That's the most important part about the alignment cube. You cannot move it. Yeah, that helps me place it exactly at, where it's at. And I know that some of the alignment cubes look like they're off or at a funny angle. That's on purpose, so don't move them.
So what you kind of want to do is separate that from the building, and I'm getting in here to make a shop, guys. So, and then I get in there and I start, I'm just going to put stuff down. Boom, 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 boom. So I make my shop right now.
I'm sorry, I can't accept your shop.
I'm sorry.
That's pretty
I put
bad.
some rocks in there. Okay. So that's my that's my work of art.
Okay.
And when I'm done my building now, I grab that with the sign and
Yes.
I combine it all together and I upload this thing to the workshop. And then basically when she gets this now, she's gonna line these up.
Yep.
And she can see once they're lined up, we're good to go. Huzzah!
Ta-da!
That's how that works.
Perfect.
Is there anything else we should go over in today's video? Oh, I wanted to ask you, do you have a favorite plot in this park and why? And any advice to the person that gets it?
So ironically enough, I think I kind of do. I'm very partial to one in particular.
She's
and
like,
it's
this one, this big
I love
red
that
one.
one. That was the best, clearly. No, it's actually kind of one of the smaller ones and not in a very important one, but Johnny just made it disappear because he was trying to build it.
That's your favorite, Missy Goods.
It's the Missy Good Grades Club.
Oh boy.
Because I was one of the original Missy Goods in the community.
Don't mess it up or you're disqualified.
So I have high expectations for this. There's a couple builders I have in mind. I hope they take me up on this one.
If you could incorporate Floss and Chant in there, that might be fun.
That would be fun.
The OGs. Yeah. Well, did you see Missy Good's coaster that Crazy Nina made? Just saying, Nina, sign up today.
Let's go.
Yeah, basically, we're gonna we want if this one interests you when you sign up, we have the sign up form. I will just show that again here. I lost it.
I eat it. Nom 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 nom.
I don't know what I did with it.
I was hungry.
Alan.
Alan.
All right, so I will have this on Discord for when the content, I mean, it should be live right now. So it went live yesterday, and now I just want to iterate again. We're going through all these parks in further details to get better understanding of which ones you want to sign up. You will be able to edit your response. So if you filled this out yesterday and you're like, wait a second, Chant's Park's way cooler than I thought, I'm going to go, I want that one. And what you can do is I will make it so you can edit your response. Now we know that this person here, Johnny5 Alive, wants to really do a shop, really wants to do it for Zap, and specifically wants the Missy Good. What number was that? Shop 04? 04? Well, let's just say it's 04. I don't know. So yeah, it's Missy Good Shop 04. I really want that. 10. Okay. So basically, if there's only one person in this community that has requested this, there's a good chance they'll get it. If everybody's interested in that, we're gonna have to have like a little bit of a debate. So
yep.
We'll have to figure out who gets it and why. Prioritizing Crazy Girl Nina. No biasness there. I'm kidding. We'll flip a coin. I don't know. Draw a name. Anyways, so that's the form. Again, if you're interested in this park, you're interested in this contest, show us your interest so you can get the plot that you want in the park that you want. And here today we did an in-depth look. All right. Anything else you want to say about your park, Chant? I think we're covered everything. Favorite ride and why?
Favorite ride. So
well, what is your ride? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, no.
No, that's a secret reveal.
That's a top secret ride right there. So I like Park Hopper, which is right there in front of you, or Portal Hopper.
We talked about that in the document. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's kind of like a Park Hopper ticket that you can buy at a theme park. So they're always exciting.
Whoever's done them in the past, please apply today to make a portal hopping coaster for Chant's Park. All right, yes. The park looks amazing. The scenery looks amazing. The volume cubes and layout looks amazing. This is why Chant has been chosen to be a designer for this contest, especially the fact that each one of these is distinctly different for distinctly different reasons, but also has a constraint and a theme. So I think no matter what plot you get for this park, you're going to have an extremely fun time trying to match the aesthetic, the color palette, your character, the magic sequence that goes with it. And of course, while doing that, whether you get a ride skin, shop, scenery piece, you will be enrolled in a contest that the community will judge, and you'll ultimately win a prize, a medal, go into the Hall of Fame, and all that sort of thing. So, please do sign up, you guys, because you're going to have a ton of fun with this. And each of the parks that we're going to be reviewing over the week, I think you're going to like them just as much. But Chant, you did an amazing job on this, and I can't wait to see how this park looks in a while from now.
Yeah, I hope everybody's as excited as I am. I had a lot of fun brainstorming this.
I think they are. Well, we'll find out soon. Sign up today, guys. That's it. We're leaving you with that. Bye now.
Bye now.